Hey guys, I thought it would be kind of cool to go ahead and do a little whip and chat this morning. I've got my morning coffee and my pool people are supposed to arrive sometime today. They don't have a schedule, so they come whenever. And so if they arrive while we're doing this, we'll know because the dogs will go crazy and I'll have to end the video early. But that said, let's see if we can get this set up. I'm still working on Into Wonderland, and we are about a little over halfway done. I've been working on this in the evenings, trying to get a little bit done here and there. Let me see if I can find a good spot for this. Let me see. If we zoom in, we might be able to focus more on the spot that I'm working on. But yeah, guys, I am now in the Las Vegas Valley. Let me get my first color going here. We're going to work on the letter C, which is going to be, oh, you can't even see that. I'm going to have to go forward a little bit more. There. We're going to be working on letter C, which is most of this area here and coming down here. We may not get too much done today. I just wanted to catch up with you guys because it has been a long time. I have posted a couple of videos recently. Let's see, number 32. And I have posted a few videos, maybe a couple, since I got here. So if you've seen those videos, you kind of know what's going on. And that is that I left California. My son and my daughter are both in college now. And I decided that it was time to leave. You know what? I'm going to set my coffee right here to hold this down. I really need to get some of those those little magnetic minder things that hold the plastic back. But yeah, so my kiddos, as you know, were going back and forth between my house and my ex's. And when they went to college, I decided that I didn't need to be in Santa Cruz anymore. I was in an HOA community and I was paying like $330 a month to the HOA. And my home there, the townhouse that I was in, was only about 1,000 square feet. And I was paying like over $6,000 a year in property tax. Isn't that crazy? Property tax is atrocious in California. So what I decided was, see, my daughter Caitlin moved away to college a couple of years ago. She got an apartment in Berkeley, and then last year, about August, I guess. Was it August? My son went to college in San Diego. So I was in Santa Cruz and decided, you know, I'd had enough. I didn't want to keep paying the property tax and the HOA. So I started looking on YouTube and watching videos about different areas, the best places to live. I kind of considered Oregon because it's so beautiful there. I had been to Oregon a few years ago. I took my dog Chase camping, and I just loved it. But if I went to Oregon, I would still be quite a distance from the kiddos. I would be even farther away from my son because, as it was, San Diego was already going to be like, you know, a full day's drive to get to. And if I moved to Oregon, it would have been like a 2-day drive. My daughter would have been a full day's drive in Berkeley. So I started looking at more central locations. My whole family is in Oklahoma. So with them being in Oklahoma, I thought, you know, what if I look at Arizona or New Mexico, somewhere that would be more central between California and Oklahoma. And I decided on Nevada. Now, there aren't many towns in Nevada or cities because most of it is desert. I mean, there's Reno near Lake Tahoe. That would have been closer to my daughter, but still farther away from my son. And so that kind of left me with just the option of the Las Vegas Valley. So I started looking at the Las Vegas Valley, and I decided, well, I found some YouTube videos that some realtors had posted on YouTube. And I reached out to one of the realtors and started chatting with him, getting some information and whatnot, and kept doing my research. I know I'm really slow at diamond painting, guys, so when I do these whipping chats, I don't make much progress, but it's the thought, right? I wanted to spend time with you guys and finally get caught up a little bit more while I'm doing this. But yeah, anyway, I reached out to my realtor. Well, yeah, he became my realtor. And decided what I was going to do as soon as my son left for San Diego. I started packing my stuff. I did everything by myself, guys. I packed everything that I owned on my own. I rented 2 of those pods, you know, the 1-800 pack rat pods. Oh, I'm going to have to get more wax. Yeah, it's not picking up. So I rented 2 of those 1-800 pack rat pods, and they were like, each of them was like 16 feet long by, I think, 7 feet wide, 8 feet deep, something like that. And I started packing everything up. I listed my house for sale, and before I had even sold my house, I had been talking to my brother, and he was helping me to look for an RV because I decided I wanted to get everything into storage, buy an RV, and just leave. Like, stay in the RV until my house sold. And that's exactly what I did. My brother helped me find an RV in Oklahoma. And so once I had everything packed up, all that was left was me, my dogs, a last few minute things, and my car. So we drove to Oklahoma, got the RV that my brother found, and I stayed in that RV for about 4 months, you know, kind of hopping around from home to home between my family. Oops, guys, I am making a mess. But I hopped around from home to home, staying in my family's driveways, waiting for my house to sell, which took longer than I thought it would. But finally it sold. I think I closed mid-December. And so as soon as it sold, I left Oklahoma and drove to Nevada. I actually left my car in Oklahoma at my dad's place because I was afraid to tow my car. Guys, that RV that I bought is like, it's a monster. It's like 28 feet long, I think. And there was no way I was going to maneuver my car behind the RV. I was already terrified of just driving the RV as it was. So I left my car behind, brought the RV to Nevada, stayed in a RV park for about a month, and continued looking for houses here. And finally found one It was a crazy journey. There were a couple of other houses I'd been interested in or that I wanted to see, and once I actually got there, they weren't what I was looking for, and the areas weren't as nice. There was one particular neighborhood that I really wanted to live in, and so I'm glad I held out, because that's where I am now, guys. I am in the exact neighborhood that I wanted to move to. You know, I'd started getting a little, I guess, I wanted to say desperate. My realtor said I wasn't really desperate, that I was more like, I can't remember the term he used now, frustrated, because I wasn't finding a house, and I had actually kind of given in and decided, well, maybe if it's a cheaper HOA, it would be okay, but I'm glad I didn't settle for that. And it was just the perfect timing and everything. There were a couple of houses that I did decide to go check out that had HOAs, and it was the craziest thing, because at the last minute, they fell through. Like, before I even got a chance to see them. One of them wasn't even, they said, yeah, you can come look at the house, but then they canceled before the date that we were supposed to go look at it, and said that there were renters in it or something, and they weren't ready to show. And I can't remember what happened with the other one, but it also fell through. And so I kept looking, and my brother actually came out while I was still in the RV park and towed my car to me with his Jeep, so that I'd at least have some sort of transportation while I was here. Because I wasn't going to drive the RV around town. That's the worst thing, is trying to maneuver that thing through a city. Oops, that is not, hang on, that drill. That drill right there is not even a square. Don't you hate that when you get little slivers that are not shaped right? Let's remove him. Come on. Got a whole little section of misshapen drills over there. But anyway, as I was saying, my brother came, brought my car to me. He stayed for a few days, and during that time, I really didn't look for a house. I was just kind of enjoying my time with my brother and my niece and nephew. We did a little exploring. I do have another channel where I have posted a lot about my journey, my exploring, my moving, everything. Anything that doesn't have to do with crafts, I put on that channel. Like, if you guys want to check that out, I'll put the link down below. It's called Exploring with Christine. But I'm kind of behind on getting videos uploaded to that one, so yeah, I've still got some editing to do for that. But while my brother was here, we went and explored some trails, took the Jeep off-roading. That was really fun. We went down to the Strip, the Las Vegas Strip, and hung out there for an evening. We went to what they call the Fremont Experience, where they've got all the lights up over the street. It's like a dome-shaped, not dome, I don't know how you would explain it, but it's like a light show over your head, and it's really cool. So we did that. Went out to eat a couple times. But yeah, then when he ended up leaving, that night, the night he left, I got online and I started looking at houses again. Hang on, I'm going to make sure that we're still recording. We are. Okay. If I had done all that chatting and it had turned off, I would have been upset. But anyway, that night after he left, I started looking at houses again, and lo and behold, one of the houses that I had actually seen that I liked before that had been pending. It had gone pending, so I thought it was going to be sold. It was available again, guys. So I contacted my realtor immediately and asked him if there'd be any way we could go see it. So he contacted them, and the crazy thing was, they said that that house, they were getting ready to accept a bid on that house. And he talked them into waiting for us. We immediately came to see it. I loved it. It had everything I wanted. And I placed a bid, and guess what, y'all? That house is the one I'm sitting in right now. So patience really did pay off. I can't believe I got the house. Do you hear that ding? It's probably my mom texting me. But anyway, guys, so I can't believe I got this house. It had everything I was looking for and more. It checked all the boxes. So that said, my realtor actually asked if he could interview me. He doesn't normally do that, but he said that he really loved my story. You know, how I was so brave to pick up and leave California by myself, and how I did everything on my own, and, you know, sold my house, lived in an RV, moved to Nevada without knowing anybody here, guys. I didn't know. Actually, I found out after I got here that I have a cousin that lives here. So we've connected a couple times and gone out to eat and done a few things together, but that was very serendipitous, I guess you would say. I didn't know that I had any connections here. Moved here thinking I wouldn't know anybody except my realtor, right? But yeah, so he asked if he could interview me for his real estate channel, and of course I agreed. So if you guys want to go check that video out, it's kind of I don't know, we set chairs up in the backyard and just did a little chat and talked about my move and my journey and everything. So if you guys want to check that out, I'll put the link down below in the description. But yeah, I was a little nervous at first because I hadn't done any interviews in a long time. I'd been interviewed before, like for my knitting, but it had been a while. So luckily I got through that, and yeah. Oh gosh, now I'm just sitting here in the middle of stacks of boxes still, and I've been here for over 2 months. Hang on, I've got to take a sip of coffee. And I'm drinking my coffee. I don't know if you can see this mug. Hopefully I won't spill it on the diamond painting. Oh, that's right, I've got you guys zoomed in. But this is a mug that I got while I was in Santa Cruz by a local artist there. Yeah, I love the potters there in Santa Cruz. I brought my kiln and my pottery wheel, and hopefully I will be getting back to doing some pottery while I'm here. Right now I've got my kiln stored out on the back porch, but I won't be able to fire anything out there because it is going to get so hot here that I found out with my electric kiln, I won't be able to fire anything in the summer, because unless I have it in an air-conditioned area, because I found out with the electric kilns, they will not work when the temperature is above, I think he said 110 or something, that they'll shut off automatically. So I've got to figure out where I want to keep my kiln. Maybe the garage, but then my garage isn't air conditioned either, and I don't know if, you know, how hot it's going to get in there. But yeah. Ooh, I've got a lot of work cut out for me. Got to keep unpacking, and I'm gonna be going to Berkeley to pick up my daughter here probably within less than 2 weeks, because she's getting out of school for the summer. But I think she's gonna work this summer, so I will have to have her back to Berkeley by the middle of June. But then my son doesn't get out of school until the middle of June, so when he gets out, I'll be going to pick him up. And then he'll actually have about 3 months off, I think, so he's gonna come stay with me here. I kind of want to see if I can get him to go with me to Oklahoma to visit my family, because my parents have not seen the kids in years. I mean, it's literally been years. That would be nice if they could see them again. But yeah, so I know this is a short video, and I honestly don't know how long we've been chatting. It's 10 a.m. here, and I just closed all the windows right before I started the video because it was the same temperature inside as it is outside. I've been trying to conserve energy and I've been opening the windows at night because it cools down into the 50s and 60s, but during the day it's starting to get hot. I think today the temperature is going up to 91. So yeah. What have you guys been up to? Let me know down in the comments. And I hope you guys actually see this video. It's been so long since I've done a WIP and chat that I don't know if anybody that used to watch me is gonna see this. The YouTube algorithm has been so weird lately. I mean, I've been posting some videos and they've hardly gotten any views. So that said, we'll see. We'll see if anybody sees this. But I think I'm going to go ahead and end here. I've got one more drill in the tray that I want to put on before I spill more drills. Come on. Don't you guys hate that when you can't pick up a drill? It's upside down, so it's flat on that side. Okay, let's just do it this way. I may need to get more wax on my pen too. There we go. And I feel like I spilled some drills. Like some of them popped out of the tray a few minutes ago, but I guess not. I don't feel any on the diamond painting. But thank you for joining me again, guys. I promise I'll be back with more WIP and chats. We've got a lot of things to explore around here and talk about. I went hiking recently and I want to go check out some other areas. I'm going to go visit thrift stores and I'm going to be doing lots more crafting. So stay tuned, guys, and I will see you again in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.